that triple-double. Siakam hit some big shots in the fourth quarter as well. He finished with 30 points. He was super efficient. And then just to bring it back to Halliburton, it wasn't just him scoring those rainbow threes, the distribution, the no assists. He had Obi Toppin for what was essentially the three that salted the game away. That was a big-time player in a big-time game with big-time moments, and now the Pacers have a stranglehold on this series, up 3-1.
Yeah, Indiana, they picked on Mitchell Robinson to start this game. The switches by Mitchell Robinson was ineffective. Tyrese Halliburton took advantage of those switches, and he was magnificent. Remember, John, Kiana, I said that Indiana needed to make 12 or more threes to have a chance. That was one of my keys to victory for Indiana. Mission accomplished. They shot the three extremely well. And then Ben Mathurin. He had 20 points off the bench in 12 minutes. Let me say that again. Ben Mathurin had 20 points off the bench in 12 minutes. The Knicks bench combined for 21 points. So just complete domination. I was really disappointed with the Knicks defense, specifically Mikal Bridges and also Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, they're gonna call him Luka 2.0 if he doesn't improve on the defensive end of the floor. So great win by the Indiana Pacers. They were extraordinary on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, Coach, because we talked coming into this game, and you gave me the keys to a Knicks victory, and you emphasized bench scoring and their defense off the bench. Meanwhile, didn't quite show up here when it mattered. But, guys, I feel like we have to put some more respect on what we saw from Tyrese Halliburton having one heck of a performance. John, you mentioned some of those numbers. 32 points, career high 12 rebounds, 15 assists, but not a single turnover in this game. Coach, what are we witnessing here from Tyrese Halliburton, and how crucial will he also be? I don't want to jump ahead here, but how crucial will he be, say the Pacers do make the finals?
Yeah, we're witnessing why the Sacramento Kings have a complete change in their front office, because they've traded De'Aaron Fox and now before him Tyrese Halliburton. Just think about this. De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton were backcourt mates with Sacramento. We're witnessing a young man that has a tremendous future, who's going to be a consistent triple-double threat, similar to what Russell Westbrook was during his prime of his career, with somebody that has a much better outside shot. And maybe not as athletic as Russell Westbrook, but we're looking at a young man that very well could be the starting point guard on our next Olympic team. He'll go from the 12th man to the starting point guard, because he's that good, and he's such a joy to watch.
I think what we're witnessing is somebody stepping forward and going, you know, a lot of other players in this league get attention. Generally, when Tyrese Halliburton has gotten attention, it hasn't always been positive. You saw that athletic poll that voted him most overrated. Well, that's been flipped. He's most underrated. I mean, he made the All-NBA team, and with good reason. He has been fantastic this postseason. I mean, there's a big reason why they have now gotten, the Indiana Pacers have gotten to their second straight Eastern Conference Finals, and they're one game away from making the NBA Finals. And we spent so much time talking about Ant Edwards taking the 6th seed to his second straight Western Conference Finals. Well, he's one game away from going home. All these guys that love to hate Tyrese Halliburton, I don't know what you're going to do after this. You're in absolute shambles. It's a ruins for you. I know New York fans can't stand this guy, but man, there's no shame in losing to somebody that's on a heater like this. He's been fantastic, Kiana.
Yeah, you said from most overrated to most underrated. I forgot about him being voted that, but I know he certainly hasn't forgotten. We're seeing that in his performance this series. But meanwhile, Coach, you said all of the pressure was on the Knicks coming into the night. You emphasized how they needed to stay away from those scoring droughts, but it wasn't just that. Their defense seemed to falter at points there in the fourth quarter. What did you find is the biggest difference from New York for Game 3 into Game 4?
Just the switches on defense. They're getting baited into switching when they don't even really need to switch. And then Karl-Anthony Towns has always been a little problematic defensively, especially being the last line of defense. Zone a little bit. Play some zone. Mix up his own defense. Just make Indiana, play a little bit differently. Keep them all balanced. They got to force more turnovers. They're not getting enough deflections on defense, but they got to mix it up a little bit. Get Tyrese Halliburton as involved in the defense as the Indiana Pacers are trying to get Jalen Brunson involved.
So we're not going to see, John, that dangerous levels of bing bong in New York after what we saw in Game 4. But we saw Cat still holding on to his right knee, going down after that happened in the fourth quarter. Is it a done deal for New York as we head back to the Garden? How do they manage to just salvage this series, if they can?
It's pretty close to a done deal, right? 3-1 comebacks in NBA history. You can see the graphic there on the screen. There's only been 13 teams in NBA history who have ever come back total in the playoffs to win a series, let alone in the conference finals. So it's not looking good. I mean, Avery was right. Jalen Brunson's defense, I love the joke about calling him Luka here because his offense is fantastic. He's Mr. Clutch. He's awesome in the fourth quarter, but he gives away a lot of points defensively. Cat, he was good in the last game. He kept them afloat in the fourth quarter, and they got a win. He was even good tonight offensively, but then he banged his knee. The defense leaves something to be desired. OG and Bridges, it depends on the night. Bridges early in the game wasn't great. Then in the fourth quarter, he hit some big threes, but a little too late there. Mitchell Robinson, Avery mentioned that. He was getting exposed. Their bench got absolutely crushed by the Pacers. Mathurin almost outscored them single-handedly. And then the turnovers, the Knicks have been sloppy with the ball. They gave up the ball 17 times, which led to 20 points for the Pacers. I'm just like rattling off a whole bunch of things that the Pacers have done well, not just tonight, but in this series, and that the Knicks have not done well. So it's not completely over. They could absolutely win this game in front of their home crowd. Game 5, I'm sure the Garden is going to have a lot of energy behind it. But in terms of the series, the odds are really long on them winning this thing.
Yeah, you can't give up 43 points in the first quarter. You utilize so much energy. I mean, defensively, slow the game down. You know, get your defense set. Your defensive transition is predicated on your offense. Take quality shots. Don't shoot bad shots early in the first quarter. Get your defense set. Keep this team out of transition, and do not get allowed to get baited into those switches where Mitchell Robinson is guarding Tyrese Halliburton and he's just launching those threes over and over again or breaking down your defense. Keep Mitchell Robinson inside. I don't know why he's guarding point guards above the three-point line.
Yeah, it's not all over, but I mean, I would say at least what we saw in Game 4, a lot of mistakes and sloppy play also hindering the Knicks. They'll need to clean all that up by Thursday, at least heading back home and hoping that maybe that home court advantage can be on their side. But as always, Avery Johnson, John Gonzalez, fellas, we appreciate you guys stopping by with the insight. And if you want more insight, well, make sure you check out the Beyond the Arc podcast. John Gonzalez joined by Bill Ryder as they do a deep dive into the postseason, the conference finals, and beyond. Download and subscribe wherever you get.
Xin chào tất cả các bạn đã đến với kênh YouTube của mình. Kênh YouTube của mình là kênh chuyên sáng tạo nội dung